have announced the proposed release of unlimited broadband packages for everyone in the Falklands. The announcement was made by Shaw Group CEO Alistair Beak during public meetings on the 19th of March. The two unlimited packages will replace the current package offerings. The first package is expected to cost £50 a month, with speeds of up to 5 megabits per second, with the second package costing £115 a month, with speeds up to 15 megabits per second. However, the release of packages is subject to ongoing discussions between Shaw and FIG.
The first thing to say is that we are listening and are hearing what everyone has to say, and we've acknowledged that there's some room for improvement and that we need to catch up. And that's why we've announced the new unlimited packages. So this is something that's brand new, groundbreaking for the Falkland Islands. So instead of having a whole myriad of choices, which is confusing for people, we simplified it down to two simple choices. Do you want 5 megs unlimited or 15 megs unlimited? So very, very, very straightforward. The fact that it's unlimited means you're getting all of that. You don't have to worry anymore about how much data you use. You don't have to think about the free window at midnight in the evening. And the cost of unlimited has come down greatly. So you get access to faster speeds too with a top plan. And for the entry level plan, yes, it's a relatively modest speed at 5 megabits per second. But that's the choice that we think is about the right choice to satisfy the vast majority of Falkland Islanders. And then we've looked at a new satellite service that would be direct to you as the customer, which is ideally for camp and for businesses as well, but also potentially for people who are at the, what we'd say, end of the line and have slower broadband as well. So we definitely seen the demands that's coming from everybody here and reacted accordingly. So we can see what people want, and that's faster broadband at a more reasonable price as well, more reasonable charge. And that's why we've made those announcements too. We're having a conversation to work out with us and the Falkland Islands government how to address the petition, how to address the community's and the select committee's recommendations, how best to do that and do it in a way that will lead to, and this is really important, will lead to the ongoing provision of all telecommunications to everyone. You know, we have an obligation and a responsibility that comes with our licence to provide all telecommunications to the whole of the Falkland Islands. And that is critical to be able to continue to do that. And to be able to do that, we need to have a constructive discussion with the Falkland Islands government about what's the right solution to ensure that that happens going forward as well.
Whilst Shaw continued to state that there is not room for more than one telecommunications operator in the Falklands, telecoms consultants Cambridge MC believe differently. At a public meeting on Tuesday evening, the visiting consultants highlighted how through their research they believe that plurality of services is possible and that a different range of technologies is needed to supply sufficient services across the islands. CEO of Shaw, Alistair Beak, during his latest visit emphasised how financially damaging another supplier would be to Shaw's operation. However, no financial data backing up those claims has been presented to MLAs.
When it comes to something like, is there space in the market for more broadband companies, then that's something that again we'll look at in the consultation. We'll see what people think, and we'll sort of make a judgment accordingly. And I think it was interesting to hear from Cambridge MC. They're experts in the subject, and they seem to feel there is space. So we'll take their word on it and deal with that, and consider that as well.
Shaw sharing data and figures and numbers and financial information, that's something that hasn't necessarily been shared with you guys. It may be obvious, but how beneficial will they be to you guys to actually understand their side of this conversation?
I mean, ultimately, for me to really be able to appreciate and really be able to understand the exact impact that something may have on people's business and the bottom line, and exactly how it affects. I don't want a narrative. And narratives, stories are nice, but ultimately the numbers will really tell the story. So and numbers that can be scrutinised as well. So I think, yes, it's nice. It's nice to have the story. It's nice to have the explanation, and I think that always adds a bit of value. But I think ultimately we need to understand the numbers.